Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Now that we have stopped our production activities, we can remove our PPE. First, I would like to start by acknowledging that we here in the Alston plant located in Thunder Bay, Ontario, acknowledge that we reside on the traditional territory of Fort William First Nation, signatory to the Robinson Superior Treaty of 1850. Alstom acknowledges the history that many nations hold in the areas around our site. We are committed to a relationship with the Indigenous people based on the principles of mutual trust, respect, and collaboration in the spirit of reconciliation. Thank you for joining today, and welcome to our Alstom's historical Thunder Bay facility. This facility has been a part of Alstom since 2021, when the company acquired Bombardier Transportation. But as many of you know, the plant has been a part of Thunder Bay, or Fort William as it has been known, for over 100 years. Beginning as a production facility for Canadian Car and Foundry, this plant has been an integral part of manufacturing in Ontario and a pillar in Thunder Bay for generations, but it has also made its mark in the world. During the First and Second World Wars, this facility and its people made significant contributions to the Allied war effort. Ships, tanks, and over 1,200 aircraft, including 451 Hawker Hurricanes that were pivotal in the Battle of Britain, were built in this facility, and in 2008 it was recognized as a National Historical Site by the federal government. Following the war, the facility resumed its focus on public transit, manufacturing buses, subway cars, Toronto's historic streetcars, and thousands of bi-level cars like the one behind me today. Today, we are manufacturing and delivering Toronto's new LRVs, and with the support of the Government of Ontario, we have been extending the life of GO Transit cars. With that, I'd like to ask to the podium a strong Alstom advocate, His Worship, Mayor Ken Boshkoff.
Thank you so much, everyone, and Honourable Minister Prabmeet, welcome again to Thunder Bay. You know you're always welcome here, that's for sure. And of course, my good friend Kevin, Honourable Minister Kevin, for all his efforts and championing of everything in the riding and in the region indeed. So we're very fortunate to have such a strong set of advocates always working for us. So I'd like at this time really to thank the Ontario government and all their continued faith and understanding of the opportunities that the people here, the organizations, the industries, and the labor force are doing to prove that we are leaders in manufacturing. And this shows that the province recognizes the incredible expertise and talent that we have here. And it confirms that investing locally is the most important thing that can be done. I hope that your visit will showcase all that Thunder Bay has to offer, and I'd like at this time to introduce the Honourable Minister, Prabmeet Sarkaria. Please.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you very much, Mayor Boshkoff, for that kind introduction. It's great to be here with all of you. I know it's not my first time here. I've had an opportunity to come through here and tour this plant and really look at the incredible work that each and every single one of you do. And I do want to thank Lindsay. Last time we had a great tour to see the incredible work, and I have to say, what a great champion for the workers in this plant that you are, and to all of you, how important you are, not only to Thunder Bay, to public transit across this province, with all of the work that you are doing. And Josie as well, thank you so much for the great partnership that we have with your team here, and everything that we've been able to accomplish together. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank my colleague, Minister Kevin Holland, for everything that he has done for Thunder Bay and for the people in this plant. Every single day he's at Queen's Park advocating for these good-paying jobs for the people of Thunder Bay. And today we're here thanks to his strong voice, Mayor, your strong voice, always standing up for the people of this city, for this province, and to have a premier like Premier Doug Ford, who understands what it takes to build this province, to have those relationships, and to protect good-paying jobs in Ontario, especially in Thunder Bay. There's no bigger champion than that, and someone who is really committed under his government to build Ontario. We're making record and historic investments in highways and roads and trains, and Alstom right here is helping us deliver the largest transit expansion in Canadian history. And none of that could be possible without all of you who are standing here today, all of the workers, the skill that it takes to complete the work that you are accomplishing. Premier Ford and our government are incredibly thankful for everything that you are doing. Together we're leaving no stone unturned when it comes to making sure Ontarians can get around safely, efficiently, and affordably. Because our province continues to grow, we have a responsibility to invest in Ontario-made solutions that will grow our transit network with it. Today, I'm proud to announce, on behalf of Premier Doug Ford, our government is investing nearly $500 million to upgrade 181 of GO Transit's bi-level coaches right here at the Alstom plant in Thunder Bay. Thank you to each and every single one of you. This work will help extend the lifespan and reliability of our GO train fleet. These refurbished rail coaches will feature new seating and washroom upgrades, updated electrical, new HVAC system, and many other improvements to make the passenger experience more comfortable and reliable. Equally as important, this project, as I've said and the Premier has said before, will support hundreds of well-paying jobs right here at this plant in Thunder Bay, while we're driving economic growth for countless local suppliers and businesses as well. The jobs at this plant are good, meaningful jobs, giving hardworking men and women the chance to build with their hands, love what they do, settle down, and start a family. These are the jobs that build stronger communities for all of us, which Premier Ford and our government are investing in across Ontario. We are proud to support a strong, vibrant economy in the North because we know when Northern Ontario succeeds, we all succeed. And let me tell you, this agreement will benefit the community and economy right here in Thunder Bay for generations to come. This milestone will, of course, also support our government's ambitious GO expansion plans. As we work to deliver two-way, all-day service on GO Transit's busiest routes in the Greater Golden Horseshoe region, just last week, Premier Ford and I directed Metrolinx to explore further rail expansion across the province to unlock even more services for Ontario families. This is a part of our historic $70 billion investment to improve transit over the next decade. Our government knows that in order to continue this momentum, we will be relying on our partners like Alstom and the hard-working men and women in Thunder Bay like never before. So thank you to each and every single one of you for all your work, all your support, and this incredible partnership. It is now my pleasure to turn it over to MPP and Minister Holland. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's great to see everybody out here today, and thank you, Minister Sarkaria, for being here and sharing the important details of today's investment. And to Mayor Boshkoff, my friend, it's always great to see you. I've enjoyed the opportunities we've had, not just over the last couple of years, but over the last couple of decades, to really collaborate and move forward the interests of our region. Today is an exciting day for Thunder Bay, and I'd like to take a moment to reflect on what this announcement really means for our community. Since June of 2022, with today's announcement of nearly $500 million, brings total investments made in Thunder Bay-Atikokan by our government to $1.1 billion. And that indeed is an impressive number, and it highlights our government's focus on infrastructure development, job creation, and strengthening our regional communities. I've worked hard with community leaders to secure these essential investments, which are fueling our region's continued growth and prosperity. The Alstom plant, as Lindsay has indicated, which has been known by a couple different names over the years, has been a pillar of our community for over 100 years. It has played a vital role in the rail industry and has been recognized for its ability to innovate and adapt throughout the decades. For generations, this plant has supported our local economy, providing well-paying, stable jobs to thousands of residents. I'm pleased to say that today's announcement will keep these valuable jobs here in Thunder Bay. By choosing to produce locally, we are investing in our skilled workforce, supporting local businesses, and strengthening our economy. There are high-quality, high-skilled jobs that will sustain the region's workforce and ensure that Alstom's Thunder Bay facility remains a hub of innovation and excellence in the rail industry. Projects like this are never one and done, and I look forward to continued collaboration between the province, MTO, and Alstom on future opportunities to help grow and modernize the technology here in Thunder Bay, which will allow for further opportunities for this plant in the future. I want to thank Alstom Executive for recognizing the potential this refurbishing work provides and for investing in the great workers here in Thunder Bay. Today's announcement marks a significant step in our government's ongoing efforts to improve transportation infrastructure across Ontario. The enhancements in the reliability and the extended lifespan of our GO Transit fleet will ensure that Ontarians continue to have access to safe, efficient, and environmentally responsible transit operations for years to come. As many of you may know, I come from a small business background, and our company grew and diversified our operations to include refurbishing and manufacturing of emergency vehicles. Although the scale of operations differed from that of this plant, I still recall with fondness the incredible satisfaction of seeing a project that we had worked months on as it drove out of the yard, heading to the community that it would now call home. And I hope that all employees feel that same sense of satisfaction and pride in the products that you are producing here at Alstom, as they are indeed world-class and second to none. And you should be very, very proud of your work. So thank you. Thank you again to everyone involved in making today's announcement possible and to everyone joining us here today. Together, we are building a stronger future for Thunder Bay and all of Ontario. Thank you. And at this time, I'd like to pass the podium over to Josie.
Thank you. So happy. Thank you, Minister Holland, and welcome back, Minister Sarkaria. I understand that you were there last time and I missed you, so I just want to tell you you're always welcome in this plant. Yes, this agreement to overhaul 181 bi-level cars is such a critical piece of work for this plant and the workforce that has been putting so much effort and capability. It's really a turning point. On behalf of the company and the 100 of Alstom employees in Thunder Bay, I really want to thank you, your government, Metrolinx, that is here with us, in placing their trust into Alstom and the workforce that is here. Alstom has always been a solid partner in your government. Your predecessor, Minister Mulroney, was instrumental in the original Bi-Level 7 modernization contract that now allowed this facility to begin to diversify its capabilities. Today, we're proud to be delivering refreshed, modernized cars with state-of-the-art passenger amenities, including fully accessible washrooms to enhance the experience of all the transit users in Ontario. This announcement positions Thunder Bay as our single overhaul facility in Canada. And the timing could not be better as we're welcoming the Thunder Bay site in the services family that I have the pleasure to lead at the end of this fiscal year. Fleets are aging across Canada, and asset life management capabilities are going to be critical in order to reach all of the transit goals across Canada. This extra volume gives us the line of sight that we need to be able to invest in the tools, in the processes, to raise the site's expertise, to really become the #1 choice for all transit agencies in Canada who are facing challenges to maintain their aging fleets in a state of good repair. I'd like to express again thanks to Metrolinx. Our relationship with this agency and Go Transit is historic. 1,000 of these cars were built in this facility by this workforce, or maybe their parents, and these cars have been out there for 50 years. It's great to see them now return and to be able to give them a second life. Over the last 25 years, we've also maintained and operated the complete Go Transit fleet, and there's 1,200 Alstom employees that work each day to deliver high level of customer service for Metrolinx and its passengers. This was particularly true in the last months with the extreme passenger loads that Taylor Swift concert brought to Toronto, and the extra service that we provided across the Christmas and the New Year. Minister, all this to say, you can count on Alstom. We have over 2,500 employees in Ontario that are working with you to improve transit across the province. And as the only global rail manufacturing company with an industrial footprint in Ontario, we really appreciate the government's commitment to Ontario workers and the historic investment of nearly $1,000 billion that the Doug Ford government has made in public transit. You know that these taxpayer dollars spent for Ontario Transit should also create and maintain jobs in Ontario, as you said, good paying jobs. This is the only way to guarantee that critical skills in overhaul and strategic manufacturing capabilities for new rolling stock can continue to exist in Ontario. Once again, thank you for coming to Thunder Bay. Please know that you're always welcome, as I said, and that we look forward to your next visit. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We'll now open it up to questions. It'll be one question, one follow-up. If you can please line up behind the mic.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So just wanted to clarify right off the hop. My understanding is that the Alstom plant here in Thunder Bay has an existing contract to do refurbishment for Go Transit. What you're announcing this morning, the $500 million, is this $500 million in new money, and can we call this an expansion or an extension of the existing contract?
Yeah, so this would be 181, it's a contract for $500 million, 181 what we would say refurbishments of the bi-level coaches, in addition to what we've already had operating at the facility already, yeah.
Wonderful. And my follow-up question deals with the $750 million that the TTC has received for the Line 2 cars. Union officials here in Thunder Bay have been quoted as saying that they have met with Premier Ford and that the Ontario government is committed to doing everything they can to ensure further work here. If you could just give us a sense of where things are at with the RFP for that big Line 2 TTC contract and the chances of the Alstom plant here getting that.
Yeah, a great question, and thank you for that. About a year ago when Premier Ford struck a deal with the City of Toronto, one of the key components of that deal he struck was a $750 million earmarked for the TTC cars that will be going out. a year later, unfortunately, the federal government took about a year to come to the table on that, to agree to also put their money on the table. But we've officially, just about a month ago, had the opportunity to announce that all three levels of government are supporting that $750 million investment each individually to put those cars out. It has been our intention, it has been, Premier Ford from day one, that we support through those contracts good paying jobs that are Ontario jobs. Those, when we do RFPs, as the TTC is conducting, it is in the interest as we build transit across this province. We're undertaking $70 billion over the next 10 years and work in public transit, whether it be manufacturing, whether it be the maintenance of it, whether it be refurbishment, as we're announcing here. Premier Ford has made it very clear, myself, we made it very clear that we want those contracts to go to jobs that support good paying jobs, especially in facilities like this in Thunder Bay, and that should definitely and absolutely be a criteria as those RFPs are evaluated by the TTC. And I'm confident, because I've seen the work that Alstom has done here with even some of the streetcars that have come out of here, or the work that they're doing with Go Transit, that these are some of the best workers, and that we can put them up against anybody in the world. And this plant in Thunder Bay, it deserves those jobs and Canadian jobs, Ontario-made jobs with that contract.
Wonderful, thank you.
Hi there. Mark Doucette, CBC News. I was just wondering if we could get a timeline on when this contract will be starting, and the employment, how many more jobs created, and how long the contract is expected to last.
Yeah, so there's obviously a large contract with 181. So we've made the deal, and so in the coming months you will see that work. Coming weeks, months, we will start that work, and maybe I can ask Jose to go maybe more particular into that. But ultimately, this will support hundreds of jobs because it is a $500 million contract that is coming to this facility exclusively to maintain and build upon those. I think some of the first cars off that will be coming to our lines in 2027. So it kind of, we can work through that as well. So a big contract, lots of work ahead, 181 bi-level cars, and that starts almost immediately from as we start to work through that process.
Okay, and my follow-up, I know everything's moving very fast, but the Premier right now is in meetings all day to talk about the threat of the incoming tariffs. Would this announcement be affected by tariffs if the incoming president does follow through on it?
Well, Premier Ford has been very clear on, we have a great relationship with the U.S., but he has been steadfast in his commitment to Ontario jobs. As we build, we have a great integrated economy, but it's important that we protect our interests. These are bi-level coaches that are used by Metrolinx, so they're coming to Thunder Bay. But this represents, as we look down the road and we see other procurements that are coming out, how important it is to make sure that we are also supporting Canadian jobs. We are supporting Ontario jobs, and Premier Ford has been not only at this plant, but when he's touring the province, he's attracted over $40 billion in just in the last 2 years of good-paying Ontario-made jobs in our province, and we need to continue working on that. We need to continue to have the skilled labor force that you do right here, very unique skill sets as we build our transit across the province. Just like in the manufacturing sector, we need to continue to build upon that capacity, and my colleague, Minister Piccini, has been doing a great job of that with our Skills Development Fund as well. But ultimately, the Premier wants to see more jobs right here in this plant and for the people of Thunder Bay and across Ontario.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Sandra Krasowski with the Chronicle Journal newspaper. I'd like to know, with the change in the federal government coming down the pike, how do you see that impacting some of these contracts coming into Thunder Bay?
Well, I can't specifically speak to the next federal government, but I can say that I would be very surprised, especially when you look at the amount of jobs that we support with these contracts. This is exactly what we need to be doing as an economy. As a province, we have always supported making sure that our contracts are going to Ontario-made, Ontario workers, and Premier Ford has had a huge commitment to that, and that's why you see such a great relationship with our government, Alstom, and the workers that are here today. You know, just imagine if you know, a lot of the skills that are needed to build you know, these transit, to build these coaches and to modernize and to refurbish or build from new, they're very specialized. And if you lose that at one point, it's hard to get those skill sets back. But what we're building here is not just an opportunity for Ontario Transit operators or facilities. I think, you know, all of North America could look to the skill set that the workers here bring to the table, and I think improve that competitiveness and allow for even more contracts to come to this facility. So it's really important, and I think when you look at the good paying jobs that these contracts support, I can't see any government not, or even a change of government not being in support of such great work that's happening.
Hi, Justin Roberts, President Local 1075. I would just like to say on behalf of all the members here of Local 1075, thank you for the contract and the work. We need it, and it puts some of our minds at ease that we do have a future going forward. It is also great to hear ministers that seem to understand our situation and how important that the Ontario and Canadian manufacturing is. So thank you for supporting us and that fact. And hopefully you guys have more work for us to come down the road, which would be great. And we'll look forward to more future announcements, but I will take this as a great win today. So thank you for coming and giving us this announcement. It's put a lot of minds at ease, and on behalf of all the members of 1075 behind me, thank you.
Thank you. And I do want to thank you to all of you, but the biggest champion for 1075 is Premier Doug Ford. It's his vision for this province. He has a keen interest in Thunder Bay, and he wants to make sure that we protect Canadian jobs and that we protect Ontario jobs. And I also give a big shout out to everybody that is here today representing, Mayor Boshoff and my colleague, Kevin Holland, who has, stood there at Queen's Park almost on a daily basis advocating for Thunder Bay and good paying jobs like this. So Kevin, thank you for everything you have done, and of course I said before as well, and thank you for everything that you have done and all of your advocacy. Lindsay, we had a great tour a couple months ago, and I really saw the value of the great work that each and every single one of you do. So thank you to each and every single one of you for all of your support, and you can count on this government to always be behind you and to support good paying jobs in Thunder Bay and in this province. Thank you.
Here, here.